Welcome to the Bird Cave YouTube channel. Grab yourself a drink. Come on in. Let's go. Welcome to the Big Mad Hour, man. We got some mad people here in the Bird. There's some madness going on. How you feeling, DB?
Matt, I'm feeling fantastic.
What you got? What you drinking on tonight, brother?
Hey, bro, Abjuration made this candied sour. It is called Pittsburgh Smoke Shop.
Okay? Pittsburgh Smoke Shop.
And
all right.
I'm gonna give you so this is CDS V1.34. They have different variations of their it makes it look scientific and stuff, right? It's pretty cool. So
yeah, give me one of those.
It's a sour ale with cherry slushy, strawberry slushy, and see, this is where it gets very, very interesting. You won't understand these terms, but some of the audience will get where I'm coming from. Super lemon haze terpenes, pineapple express terpenes. So it has the goodness from the plants. If you look real close,
Come on.
Not the psychedelic stuff, but the other things, the actual good things that come terpenes. That's actually in there. That is absolutely lit. So shout out to them. This is so delicious. And look at the color, dude.
Wow.
Like, look at this color. It matches my shirt.
Bro,
it literally looks like if you had a slushie that just went and melted all the way down to nothing. So this brewery, Abjuration, is in McKees Rocks.
Okay.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, I'm going to get one. I'm going to try. I'm becoming more of a sour guy myself, man. So I'm going to give those a shot, man. Let's see if we have some of those here at the local brewery, man. Listen, I'm going with a trusted. I know you've had these before, man. The Dancing Gnome Hot Metal IPA. These are really good. Definitely a perfect brew to, talk about some Berg sports and other shit with you tonight. So the Big Mad continues with Scotty Miller, wide receiver from Atlanta. Again, another guy that has played the Arthur Smith system. A guy who played very well with Mr. Brady down there in Tampa.
Right.
And you said this. Juan said this. AJ, Reese, Rob, everybody. We've all said this. Don't fall in love with the name or hate the name. What does it do within the scheme? And Filippone puts out a bunch of garbage, right? Let's be honest on it. But he put out a stat that's very interesting. It's hot garbage. But you know what, though? He put out something that's not necessarily an opinion. It's just a fact on this. And this is very interesting. This is what I want to start telling a couple of people about this, in our Bird Cave Facebook page and some other stuff too, is he put out the 40 times of this wide receiver group now, including Scotty Miller. So I'm going to read some of these, and I got an initial thought on this, and I want you to take this. So Calvin Austin, 4.32. Quez Watkins, 4.35. Scotty Miller is a 4.36. Roman Wilson, 4.39. Van Jefferson, 4.39. I actually forgot that Van Jefferson was that fast. And then George Pickens is a 4.47. We talked about his scheme being, and they may not be done because Jefferson, Scotty Miller, and Watkins are all on one-year deals. If they're able to make a post-June 1 trade, one or more of these guys are gone. So it's not like this is like now set in stone. This is the receiving core. Again, people just start panicking like the roster is locked now. We can't make any more moves. But if we're pounding the rock, we're pounding it, and we're heavy. We're getting these guys up front, and they're pounding and pounding it. And you get this play action game, and you got these 4-3 guys running off of play action. And Russell Wilson, like him or not, he can still throw the deep ball very well. This is what they're doing. They want to be able to have these options, and you got Pickens that can kind of do it all. Freiermuth underneath, because again, we're not looking at 4 and 5 receiver sets with Arthur Smith. Starting to see what they're building, and not every receiver on the market runs a 4-3. So this is what they're looking for. Now, granted, there's rumors of certain big dude in Seattle that also runs a 4-3 that would be great. But all of these guys running 4-3s is definitely built for the play action game. Yeah, the names don't excite you, but I'm excited in a sense of, or I'm not sorry, I just see what they're building, just like what they're building up front with the offensive linemen. But
let me give you an interesting statistic that I heard. The Arthur Smith offense only runs 3 receiver sets 17% of the time. If that's the case, then you're not going to invest heavily in that type of like a 3-headed monster, because if you're only using it for that amount of time, then that's what it's going to be. Now, I put something on Twitter and I said, before 4-3 whatever, or those speeds only tell you that that's just what they do in a straight line, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
However, what I didn't say is if we're running 12, 13 personnel and we're beating the brakes off of teams with that run game, we got one dude out there that runs a 4-3-2, dude, it opens up that play action. And like you just said, but actually both Russ and Justin Fields throw an incredible deep ball.
Yeah.
So I could see a lot of play action deep balls coming out of this type of offense. I could see a lot of mesh coming out of this offense as well. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see a whole lot of that.
And if you can lead a receiver on a mesh route, and your other guys, or if he's meshing, and on the one side you got a guy taking him deep, he's catching it, and he catch him in stride. He's 20 yards down the field for even turn around. Mesh as well too. And then you got the big bodies like Freiermuth running mesh routes. If it's in a zone and you're running a mesh, you should have the option just to sit down in a zone while on your mesh. So 100%, there's a lot of stuff. Again, like you're just saying, look at the foundation in the offense, and this talent, though it might not be big names, it's starting to fit the scheme, and that's what something that kind of fans should look at.
Let's keep it all the way a buck. The Kansas City Chiefs have been winning Super Bowls without an elite receiver, not named Travis Kelce.
Yeah, they won one with Tyreek, but they've won back-to-back without him.
One with Tyreek, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They was out here with Vantez Scantling, and we out here putting our nose up at him. Like,
listen, too many people out here playing Madden, man, trying to build these super teams. That's what they want to do. And let's not forget, here's the wild card in all of this, and it can be a formational nightmare for opposing defenses. And I don't know what he runs the 40 in, but I know the guy can run, and he's still good. That's Cordarrelle Patterson. He's kind of like a little Swiss Army knife with some of this, because if you put him in, he's your running back, which he could be running back 3 in this offense, right? If you come out and you heavy set these guys, you put him in the slot or out wide, you got a mismatch problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he's now you can do, and again, it's not something you would do all the time with him back there, because then you become very predictable. But you can throw a wrinkle in there, with him by himself, or if you're in, if you got a 2-back offense, him and Najee or him and Warren, depending on how the defense counters, you can counter with him because he's also a receiver. Now, granted, Najee and Warner are also good too. I think Najee will be used a lot in the offense as far as the passing game goes. And like I said, if he stays healthy, this will be Freiermuth's big year where he'll be second on the team in catches behind Pickens, I believe. I think Pickens and Russ can, if Russ gets the offense and he plays the way he can play, I mean, I could see it could be a reincarnation to a point of him in DK. Obviously, he's not as fast and big as DK, but same type of the big physical receiver that can go up and make plays. Because Pickens isn't going to separate, but we can win the jump balls at least 75% of the time. So
you know what? It's funny you said that because I was thinking George Pickens as a DK as well, and everybody talks about Roman Wilson being Tyler Lockett, but people forget about Doug Baldwin, and that's who I think of when I think of Roman Wilson. I think of Doug Baldwin. He fits that mold more than you know what I mean. So it looks very Seattle. You know what I'm saying? Like if you really think about the way that our offense is being constructed, it's very Seattle-ish. And if don't forget, Russ and Arthur Smith had that long ass conversation before he even signed. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they had stuff that they were already planning out. They knew it. Here's the key. They knew the type of people, and you could see it. The type of receiver that they wanted. You know what I mean? The type of line that they were looking for. Like it's almost as if they meticulously are putting pieces together. We get so caught up in names as opposed to types. And see, that's why Belichick was so fucking good. I mean, he had Brady, but think about the receivers that he had.
Bro, I mean, let me ask you this. And I know this is a rhetorical question with you as well as, anybody really know Wes Welker before he got there?
Thank you.
Julian Edelman?
He was crazy, but he wasn't.
You imagine if Yinzers, if we would have drafted some quarterback from a MAC school and turned him into a receiver, they're like, what the hell are you thinking about, right? Again, it's the system.
Yeah. Imagine getting Taysom Hill. They're like,
what? Yeah, I mean, the list goes on and on. Hell, they made Hogan, who kicked our asses many times, an all-star in New England. He goes somewhere else, he stinks. Right? Or at least below average, right? I mean, but he fit that system.
Yep.
Right? And who's the guy who won? He won MVP, the receiver number 83 for the Patriots. Won the MVP of the Super Bowl. Who?
You talking about Edelman or Deion Branch?
Deion Branch. Right. Deion Branch, I don't think he really didn't do much of anything outside New England. I don't even know if he played for another team out of New England, but again, fit the system. So you are 100% correct on this. I mean, you look at these guys. I'm not saying it's Scotty Miller or Van Jefferson. Anybody's going to be like that.
Right.
Because I don't think this offense is going to produce like a 100-catch receiver or nothing like that. But you're right. They're building that strong foundation in the middle, and the receivers have to play a role. You know what I mean? They have a specific role because a lot of the passing game is going to go through the tight ends. You're right. 11 personnel is 12, 14%. 4 receivers is less than 10%. I don't think he even runs a 5-receiver set. But 21 personnel, 13 personnel, that's a staple of this offense. And formationally, at least. Now, can he tweak that based on some of the talent here? Probably. We don't know if we're going to go by the book with those percentages, but that should show you what the offensive scheme is. And like you said, they're building players around that. And I am actually really loving the Doug Baldwin things too. I mean, Doug Baldwin's a little more thicker than he is, but Lockett, Baldwin, you're starting to see that same type of receiver. A smaller guy, runs fantastic routes, tough as I'm gonna use one of Tunch's, God rest your soul, sir. One of his best sayings, he's tougher than woodpecker lips. Right? He reminds me of that, right? I remember he always used to say that about Hines Ward. I love that line, Hines was my all-time favorite player. But yeah, Roman Wilson fits that mold. Yeah, we were on here before draft, and I was like, hey, I want Leggett. You know, AJ was like, I want Pearsall, and those guys probably would have done well in here. And the reason we chose Roman Wilson based off of all our discussions, you know what, that might be good. It wasn't because of one with the Mr. Michigan guy. But, you know, I think going look at it is I do think he does fit best of all those receivers that were available. You know, Donnie Mitchell we wanted. Like maybe with Pickens, you don't want two of those. So,
right.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm interested. This is definitely not a big name receiving core, but it's a fit receiving core, and they might be more productive with lesser talent based on the scheme. So